Hi everyone, it's Oracle Anie. I am a psychic spiritual advisor and Reiki healer. And in today's video, I am bringing you part 2 of the soulmate reading. Today's video is focused on twin flames and what are twin flames. And so I asked my spirit guides, what are twin flames? What do we need to know about them? What do we get wrong about it? And I'm still speechless at the information that came out. I'm pretty sure, I'm like 99.8% sure that nobody has told you this. What comes out in this reading, nobody has told you this. And this video came from like the idea to ask my spirit guides these questions came from that documentary, Escaping Twin Flame, on Netflix. I only watched the first episode, and one, I recognized the behavior as toxic. I recognized the behavior as abusive. I recognized the immature part of me that used to do those things, not because I thought anybody was my twin flame. It was just kind of like, that's how my parents raised me, with those behaviors because they do it, and and so I don't need to watch the rest of the documentary just to know that it is in fact abusive. Um, and I am not somebody that uses the term twin flame in my readings. When I do readings, private readings, we're focusing on you. And if there's a problematic person in your life, I'm gonna talk about them. But my private readings are mainly focused on the person that I'm reading for and for their highest good and for their spiritual evolution and for clarity and for direction. And this is exactly what this reading is as well. So I would like to let the other readers, if you happen to stumble upon this reading, that if this information makes sense to you and you want to use it, I'm just going to ask you to please give me credit. I've channeled this information today, December 1st, 2023. Okay, so this is my video record of this information, okay? And that's it. I just ask you to please give me credit if you are going to use it. Now, I can't make you give me credit, but anyway, that's your own choice. That's your own life path, right? For everybody else, I hope you enjoy this. I am going to get very deep, okay? So you may have to take a break to get the fullness of it. But towards the end, the information starts becoming like a single message. So if you need to watch it several times, of course, do that, because spiritual information requires us to revisit the information. So I'm going to stop talking there and Thank you for watching the video. If you would like a reading with me, the information is in the description below. Okay. Hi guys, it's Oracle Anie, and I'm here to do the twin flame reading. I'm going to use the same questions that I did for soulmates, but I'm just going to replace the word soulmate for twin flame as I am pulling the cards. Okay. The piles have been shuffled, space has been cleaned. So let's, I'm starting, and I'm using the same cards as last time because it's part of the same series. So this will help us, see if there are any repeating cards or connecting cards or opposite cards, right? Like, okay. All right, let's start with, I started last time with this one. This is Spirit Messages by John Holland. Okay. Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames? How do we recognize them? Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames? Ooh, okay. This one. Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames and how do we recognize them? Oh. I feel like one more. Oh boy, okay. So that one came out for soulmates as well. Interesting. Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames and how do we recognize them? Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames and how do we recognize them? Interesting. Spirit guides, how do we recognize twin flames and how do we recognize them? What do we need to know about twin flames and how do we recognize them? Okay, so that's there too. I think any more cards? Yes. Okay. Spirit guides, what do we need to know about twin flames and how do we recognize them? Any more cards or just any more cards? No. Okay. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of glare. Okay, let me roll down the shade. Well, now it's darker. That didn't really help, did it? That didn't really help. All right. All right. So let's start from here. Soul power. Always remember you are a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. Your soul is your true essence, and you have unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. Intuitive nudges. You have soul is true essence. It says intuitive nudges. Intuition is the language of the soul. We are all born aware with a profound sense of inner knowing. Intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess, which keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and to our divine spirit. And then embrace the moment, which is a symbol for my spirit guides. It says, embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge yourself or others. This may be harder than you think. What is actually happening is that you are changing your energy. Okay. And then we have the flexible card, number 19 from the Wisdom of the Oracle. And then we have Orphaned, number 5 from the same deck. So these two opening cards about the soul and about intuition is a confirmation to me about something that my spirit guides said to me, I would say a few years ago, when I asked a little bit about it in meditation. So I wasn't reading anything. I wasn't doing it for a friend or anything. I was just in meditation, and I asked for like a little bit of information about it. And what they told me is that twin flames do exist, but it is a connection from the 6th dimension. And I mean, most of us are struggling with like 3rd dimension stuff, you know? So like, it's a really, it's on another level that a lot of us do not know how to work or handle on a regular basis, right? But let's just focus on the message here. It says, always remember you are a soul that comes with a body, not a body that comes with a soul. You have unlimited supply of soul power at your command whenever you need it. So that means that the connection is of a higher soul level, right? But you have, it's your soul. Like, we're gonna see, we're like later on I'm gonna ask, there's what do we have wrong about it, right? Like, what kind of ideas or concepts do we have wrong about this twin flame situation? But basically, it's like you are in control, right? Like there is nothing about this connection, if you are actually a twin flame or if you actually have one, nothing about it is out of your control. Like if you feel out of control, that's potentially a clue that you are not one and that you don't have one. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that in um I'm not trying to disappoint you when I say that. I'm just trying to help anybody that is really struggling with this situation to realize that they don't have to struggle, and that it's like, because that happened to me, right? Like um, it's not something that you have to worry about. Um, it You're not supposed to feel out of control, basically, right? Not at all. Um, okay, so the intuitive nudges. Intuition is the language of the soul. So this indicates that the communication is non-verbal. Like it's not physical. It's not physical communication. It's like sixth dimension stuff. So it's like the angels are in the seventh dimension. Like this is really like high vibration, like vibration that it's just unknown to us. Okay. Um, and it is one of the greatest gifts we possess. Our intuition is one of the greatest gifts we possess because it keeps us connected to our higher selves, the universe, and our divine spirit. So, unless you are already getting nudges and clues that you have to develop your intuition, or you have developed your intuition, unless you're getting clues that you have to develop your intuition, have um, or have already developed your intuition, I would say that is the that is the path. That is the path, and I'm like looking at this, but that is the path of being able to communicate with a twin flame, or if you are a twin flame. Like, I'm gonna keep saying if you are, because um, I really don't think that everybody is, right? Like, so the more, I will say this just for your protection, um, but the more people you put in between the communication, um, it's like the game of telephone. There will be distortions in the messages. So if you really do feel like you are a twin flame and that you have one, whatever that is, um, then the best way to communicate with them is through your intuition. And if you're not developing your intuition on your own, um, then that's something that you should, that I'm not saying that you should. That's something that you may want to look into. I will also give a warning because I see this a lot online, and it's very scary that people are saying this to people. Like forcing your third eye to open. Please don't do that. Do not do that. Your third eye opens on its own when it's time, when your soul has been sufficiently developed, and it just happens naturally. Okay? Anybody that is telling you to open your third eye and has not talked to you about psychic protection, what the other dimensions are, what, like, no training whatsoever, just like, oh yeah, just do this and you're gonna have all of this, and you, like, stop. That is scam stuff. That is like people who are trying to get you in danger. Those are people who literally don't care about you, and they're just putting people in danger, and it's one of the stresses in my life that I'm in the same community with like abusers like that, you know? Okay. So embrace the moment. Embrace this day, this very moment. Think positively today and repel those negative thoughts. Try not to judge. Okay. So this actually is an indication that when your third eye is open, which is connected to your intuition, when your third eye is open, um, it's going to be of most importance, and it is for people who have their third eye open, to keep it um, free of any blockages, free, like balanced, right? And that takes a lot of dedication. That takes a lot of practice, and it pretty much becomes another task in your day, just like brushing your teeth, just like combing your hair, just like taking a shower. Taking care of your third eye is super duper duper important once it's open, because when it's open, and this is why I'm saying it's dangerous, when it's open and you have blocks on it, um, the information gets distorted even if it's direct. Okay? And from my experience, because it happened for me naturally, living with those blocks and not knowing that they were blocks and not knowing what to do about it until I took an energy healing class for self healing, um, it was horrific. Like, it's just like the worst of the worst, you know? Like, if you have a problem like with sadness and catastrophizing, that is, like, imagine that for like decades, you know, like until you figure out what to do about it. So and just like nightmares and scary stuff, and it's not good, and it's something that worries me that other people may be experiencing that and not knowing what to do, um, and and then like people telling them, oh yeah, just open your third eye, like it's no big freaking deal. It is a big deal, and it's a big responsibility as well. So okay, all right, so it is confirmed that it's, for me this is confirmation that it is a sixth dimensional connection, um, and that very little of us know how to handle that kind of frequency. Okay, I mean, the more spiritual people on planet right now are upgrading to like the fifth dimension, and that's like, so the sixth dimension is like another step beyond that. It's like, you know, that's, I'm not saying it's not possible, I'm just saying it takes a lot of work. Okay, so with this flexible card, we're also seeing a figure here of balance. So I am thinking like your chakras have to be balanced as well, because the whole chakra system is interconnected. And if one thing is out of alignment, it's going to affect everything else. So balance and keeping your energy in check, super important. Okay, let me see what else it says here about the relationship aspect of this. Card 19. In every relationship, it's important to be open to new experiences and learning new things. Letting go of rigidity is what's required right now. You don't always have to be right all the time, do you? It's okay to come to a happy compromise. You can still get your needs met. It's a beautiful day when you meet halfway. The appearance of this card in a reading could also signal that you have met someone new who may not be your type, but who will turn out to be so special that you can easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Be flexible, you'll be happy you made that choice. Okay, so this is similar to what they were saying with the soulmates, right? Because it's not going to be your typical, it's not going to be somebody like, so for the soulmate reading, if you haven't seen it, they're saying that if you choose somebody based on their superficial characteristics like looks, job, money, cars, superficial nonsense, um, that usually is like a fake soulmate, which I'm now realizing that they're talking about like a karmic soulmate, right? And and that your real soulmate is somebody who may, you may be attracted to them, but there's a possibility that you may not, right? Because just to recap, like a little bit, like soulmates are not necessarily um, romantic. They're also friends and family. So like you can't just be like sexually attracted to your parents or your cousins. Like that's not, you know, but they can still be your soulmates, right? But here it is saying relationship, right? It is saying like compromise, right? Um, and that the person is absolutely not going to be your your type or what you normally go for. So it's like it is out of your comfort zone. This person is out of your comfort zone. And I don't mean that in a way where you are harmed by being with that person, right? Like there, understand the difference between unsafe and out of your comfort zone, right? There is a difference there, but I think a lot of times it gets distorted in readings. Did you guys see that? The camera just like did something. Okay. Hold on, let me see it again. I want to make sure I'm saying everything. So yeah, they're not gonna look like what you. Yeah, easily release your old ideas about what sort of partner is right for you. Yeah, this is romantic. Like this is like a couple situation. Okay. And then you have orphaned, number 5. So let's see what that is. That's interesting. And it kind of like, you can see the colors kind of go with the intuitive nudges. So I will say that with the orphan card and the third eye situation, there is a sense here of that third eye um, being blocked. By the way, I will also say that you can, there's a difference between having your third eye closed versus open. And on top of the third eye, there's the third eye chakra, which feeds energy or energizes the third eye, right? Which is the gland in our brain. And you can totally work on your third eye chakra. Like you can keep that clean and you can keep that balanced even with your third eye closed. So that is something that you can absolutely do. And that if you're feeling abandoned, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling sad, that'll help. Absolutely. Like always just start by taking care of your chakras, you know? And that's like whether you're a twin flame or you're not a twin flame. It doesn't matter. Start by taking care of your chakras. So let's see what the book says here about the relationship aspect. Interesting. Yeah, this is very, very third eye related. Okay. The essential meaning of this card is a sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognizing that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty about your place. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Makes sense. Relationship message. As you shift and evolve and commit to your own growth, you long for support but may be disappointed and hurt by others who are not providing what you feel you deserve. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth. Perhaps you are drifting away from this relationship because you're in a different stage of personal growth, okay? Perhaps you are in a new relationship and discovering that you don't share the same values and beliefs, so you feel left out, unable to get to that intimate place of safety and belonging. Take heart, as Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong. It won't be worth the price. Okay. So I'm going to say that in a similar tone with the soulmate sense, right? In this case, your twin flames do not um, make each other feel abandoned. Um, they don't. They have the same values. They have the same goals. Okay, and even though it's not saying, like, okay, you guys are gonna have to watch the soulmate reading for sure, but this is also an indication of needing, like, recognizing that you have a soul family out there, and that if you feel alone and abandoned right now, that is not part of this. That's not part of the sixth dimensional aspect of stuff, right? Like, how else can I say it? Let me. I feel like I have a loss for words, Okay, so yeah, if you're gonna go on this path of, working on your intuition, keeping your chakras balanced and clean, of connecting to your higher self, connecting to the universe and divine spirit, okay? And you're gonna, like, that is also going to push certain people away because they're not going to understand you. Okay, so there's a sense here of, like, being um, being an aspect of spiritual awakening, right? Because where you're going, other people can't follow you, you know? And there's like that, there's a stage in the spiritual awakening process, which is kind of like, it's a spiral because you keep coming back to it, um, where you just have moments of absolute abandonment, by the things and the people and the activities that you used to know, that you used to enjoy, that now you don't enjoy, that now you don't value, that now you feel separate from, and it forces you to be completely alone. And it's hard, right? But as in my experience, I will say that each time I come around to it, I realize that I'm less alone, um, because I have more support from spirit and from my spirit team. And so that ultimately feels less painful, okay? But when you put it in physical terms, you know, it 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 seems like a lot of people have, like, either I've abandoned a lot of people or a lot of people have abandoned me. So, um, that is one, not the truth, right? But like for some people it is the truth, but I would say for the general purposes, that's not what's actually happened. What's actually happened is that I no longer have the same values. I no longer think the same, want the same things, and that's just part of spiritual awakening. Um, And then it says, Spirit knows you and loves you and will steer you in the direction of those who accept you as you are without artifice or agenda. Don't compromise yourself to belong, it won't be worth the price. So, this is also indicating like shadow work and ego death, okay? Um, so, yeah, like if you're on this like twin flame journey for real, it's not easy. And you have a lot of responsibility on your shoulders. So if you're not looking for more responsibility and you're not looking to like communicate with somebody without using words and without using inter like middlemen, right? Because ultimately you have to do it by yourself, and then you know, yeah. You put the dots together, okay? Okay, so now for the tarot portion, we have the Eight of Cups, which is there's a calling, right? There's a natural pull to this twin flame situation, which is we also got it for the soulmate reading. Um, and once you spiritually awaken, you can't go back to sleep. So you have to follow. You have to follow the next step. Like you can resist it for a while, right? Um, but that resistance is so painful that it forces you to keep moving forward. Um, and then you have the Seven of Cups, and that is connecting to your heart, and that is being able to make choices that are good for you, but it's also having choices that may not be so beneficial, and being able to discern the difference between um, what your heart really wants versus what you think your heart wants and then getting hurt, right? And yeah, we have the Three of Cups here in reverse, which is a to me this the Three of Cups in reverse indicates that there is a sense of bad habits, toxic habits, fake friendships, fake connections that are like two-faced, right? Because to your face they act one way, they do one thing, and then behind your back, something else is happening, right? Um, and that's kind of part of the, like, if you are on this twin flame journey, then it's up to you to figure out these deceptions. Also, like the Seven of Cups is also like being distracted by superficiality. So in that way, yeah, it is starting to look like twin flames are a type of soulmate, but they're not the same as soulmates, right? Like, I would say soulmate is the umbrella, and then you have the different categories. You have original, karmic, twin flame. So this is what I'm starting to see, and if I'm wrong, I will say something when I notice that, okay? Um, Now I don't remember what. And this, okay, I don't remember what cards I came out for the soulmate one at this moment because this is what's in front of my face. But the Three of Cups in reverse um, also go with this orphaned card because when you no longer, at one point this was straight up, right? At one point this was upright. And you're engaging in toxic behaviors and you are um, doing things to satisfy your ego. Look at the flamingo. I do remember that this came out for soulmates too. So yeah. um, so it came out, sorry, the Three of Cups at one point was upright, and at one point you were doing something that wasn't for your highest good, that was satisfying your ego instead of your spirit, instead of your soul. And, it was fine. But then you go through a spiritual awakening, and all of a sudden it's not fine. All of a sudden you don't want to gossip, you don't want to do drugs, you don't want to hurt other people, you don't want to talk badly about others, you don't want to, like, like it. Things change, and then all of a sudden, you change, but those friends or those associations, they stay in the same place. That's why they can't go with you, right? Because now your values have completely changed. Um, and then you're kind of like, oh, okay, I'm spending time with these people. And then what happens is that, sorry, this is also a lot from experience, but then you don't want to let go of the relationships because you have so much history invested in each other, and you've been through so many trials and tribulations and celebrations, and it's like it's a whole lifetime of a relationship, right? um but it's just not, it doesn't fit anymore, and it's not right, and ultimately there is that separation from the 3D world, you know? Um, and I'm not saying it as like I'm not saying like you're leaving your body. I'm saying it as like the things that used to matter no longer matter. Okay, so I feel like that's it, right? Okay. there's like a there's like an upgrade in that energy, to go from third dimension to sixth dimension, but you have to go through all the stages. Yeah. Okay. So the Two of Swords in reverse is saying to me in this card that a decision has to be made. Um, are you going to choose something from your logical mind, which is um, third dimension, or you're going to choose something from your intuitive side, which is sixth dimension. And the Two of Swords is in reverse because it indicates that you have made a choice, or that that choice needs to be made. Um, oh, look, and it's under the flexible card too. I'm gonna pull clarifiers though, but flexible, Two of Swords. And this card's talking about compromise as well. Anyway, let me go back to the Two of Swords in reverse, which indicates that that decision needs to be made, and you won't know what the decision brings your way until it shows up, basically, right? So like there's a sense of faith and trusting that even though you don't know the result of your decision, you are going to stick by your decision, um, just to see, just to experiment, just to just to be willing to exercise your faith, you know? And I'm not talking about religious faith, I'm talking faith in spirit and higher vibrations, okay? And then you have the Three of Swords in reverse, which is, in my opinion, can be a very good card because those swords are no longer, I mean, it's a skeleton, right? Like it's a carcass. Like there's nothing left there. Okay. Let me just get let me get a clarifier. Look at this. This is 8 of Cups to 7 of Cups, and then two of Swords to 3 of Swords. I think that's interesting. Okay, let me get. Oh, okay. 7 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, this is my card for no longer being in denial. Like realizing, and look, I put it under the 3 of Cups in reverse. So it's like no longer being in denial about your values and how you differ from the people that you once knew. Okay. What is the Two of Swords in reverse, please? The Hermit in reverse, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, and the Hangman in reverse. Interesting. Wait. Hold on. Yeah, I feel like these are the cards. Okay. The Hermit in reverse, it's about something coming back. Or, also, no, it can also be about forced isolation. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse is like feeling like you're stuck, feeling like you've lost something, feeling like, yeah, feeling like things are not going your way, basically. And then you have the Hangman in reverse, which we got the Hermit and the Hangman in the soulmate reading. But the Hangman in reverse suggests that you have made the sacrifice, and that you have come out of it with a new understanding and new appreciation for different ideas, different perspectives. And it's almost like this isolation period that comes with a spiritual awakening is necessary for you to explore and discover these new perspectives, these new ideas, these different ways of seeing the world, that are very uncomfortable. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's very uncomfortable, but when you come out of it, it's very rewarding, right? Like, I mean, if you think about the hangman in the tarot, right? Let me take it out for you guys. And I don't have it. I have to look for it now, but let's see. Being in that hanging position, upside down, with the blood rushing to your head, that is not comfortable. You know, like, it's not supposed to be comfortable. It's not supposed to be a vacation. That's why it's called the sacrifice. Um, you know. Here. So here's the hangman in the Rider-Waite. And that is just not comfortable. And I mean, even as somebody who is constantly exploring different perspectives and different ideas and different all of that, right? It's almost like I'm not even allowed to escape that position until I actually explore what I'm supposed to explore, because there's a lot of distractions and there's a lot of like different things that you could be doing, but there's only that one thing. Oh my gosh, is this even making sense? Please let me know if this is making sense. But um, the the Hangman in Reverse is such a relief, and it's such a relief. And then you're like faced with the Death card, and you're like, oh, now I have to put those new perspective and those new ideas in motion, and I have to like bring them into like physical reality, and things have to change. And then you're like, because it's like the Hangman is like a mental exercise, but then the Death card is saying that mental energy is coming down into your physical reality, and needs it requires for like physical reality to change and be in line with that mental energy. Okay. What about the Three of Swords in reverse? The Page of Swords in reverse. Oh. Interesting. Please clarify the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, I'll take them. You have the Ace of Pentacles and the Judgment in reverse. Oh. Okay, so yeah. I think this is like exactly what I was just saying about like that mental energy having to come down into physical reality. But it's also exploring the pain and the sorrow and the grief and the distortions of the mind and the Page of Swords in reverse. It's like it's an immature way of processing information and feelings. Well, upright anyway, not feelings, of thoughts and communication. Well, like upright would be like wanting to do that, and being open to do that. But in reverse, it's just like kind of like this ignorance or this not knowing what to do with that. And then just basically going like, okay, I don't know what to do with that mental energy, but I'm going to do something in the physical, Something like that. that still needs to be developed. That thought needs to be developed more, um, or that idea needs to be developed more. But anyway, so let's move on to what's the next question? Okay. What do we get wrong about twin flames? Okay. I'm gonna pull. I'm gonna reshuffle. Okay, so what do we get wrong about soulmates? The Ten of Cups in reverse. What do we get wrong? Oh, not soulmates. Sorry. Twin flame. Okay. What do we get wrong about twin flames? What do we get wrong about twin flames? What do we get wrong about twin flames? The Knight of Cups. What do we get wrong about twin flames? What do we get wrong about twin flames? Justice in reverse. What do we get wrong about twin flames? What do we get wrong about twin flames? What do we get wrong about twin flames? More cards or just clarifiers? Okay. Okay, so one of the things that I'm seeing that we get wrong about twin flames is that it's not about your relationship to the twin flame. It's about your relationship to your higher self and to divine spirit. Because this is like the romance knight, you know, in the deck. So, and then you have the Ace of Wands, which is like a passion, right? These three cards came out for soulmates as well, but they came out answering a completely different question. So I have to read it differently, right? I have to answer the question that's being proposed, right? And that I'm gonna take a clarifier for the Justice in reverse, but I do see the significance between the Justice upright and the flexible cards. See, you see, okay. But the Justice in reverse. What are they trying to? What are you trying to say with the Justice in reverse? The Five of Swords in reverse. Okay. Trying to say with the Justice in reverse about what we got wrong about twin flames. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. I mean, you got the Five of Swords in reverse, you have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, then you have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Huh. Okay. Hold on. So, like, immediately what jumped into my head was that there's like a sense of injustice about it. But the Five of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Swords in reverse isn't. I don't read these cards as negative cards. What was that? Oh, okay. I don't read the Five of Swords in reverse as a negative card, you know. So there's definitely something that we get wrong about it is that the relationship is supposed to be unfair or hurtful or ego based or where we like feel abandoned. Like I said that at the beginning, it's not, because it's not about your relationship with that person. It's about your relationship with your own soul, with your own um with like divine spirit, which is a, you know, it's like a bigger thing, right? It's not one soul. It's spirit. I will add this for for people who somehow are involved with like a legal situation and they think that is their twin flame. Um, that would be incorrect. Because again, it's not about your relationship with the person, it's about your own relationship with yourself. Okay. So, if you're struggling with like legal matters with whoever you think your twin flame is, that is not your twin flame. Okay, what is this Four of Pentacles here? The Queen of Wands in reverse. Four of Pentacles. Okay. And the Ten of Pentacles in reverse and the World. Ew, this is not very clear to me. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles indicates taking, or saving money, saving resources, saving, like, you know, like storing the nuts for the winter, right? And then like in the spring, well, no. Yeah, storing the nuts for the winter. Okay. Um, but you're doing, you know, like the squirrel is doing that for a few months before winter, right? Like they're working on it. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's like, so what is it that you're working on? Well, it's not your looks, um, and it's not. Yeah, I'm not sure why I'm picking that up, but it's like your looks is not something that you're working on. Your, so what, or your, um, you know, and you may be experiencing financial difficulties. Yeah. So you're not working on that. So what are you? You have the World as what you're saving, right? Because you can pretty much put the Pentacles as the World here. So what we have wrong about it. Sorry, this is not very clear to me right now. So if it doesn't make sense to you, I'm on the same boat with you. But I am sure about that it's not about maybe even investing in your looks or investing in like material reality, because again, it's about the relationship with spirit. And here you have the Hierophant. So that's relationship with spirit for sure. And you know what? Um, yeah. I mean, the World card here, it's a different, it's a different representation of the world, but it's a bird's eye view of this atoll, which basically, I think how they're formed, if I remember correctly, is that this used to be uh, a volcano, right? I think. I have to check my textbooks again. And, but then water started getting inside. And so you have like a little lagoon here. And then you have the ridges of the volcano. And then you have the ocean. And obviously, like, it's an inactive volcano. Um, but it's a bird's eye view, right? So again, there's that sense of like sixth dimension looking down into third dimension. Which makes sense, that if you're a soul that comes with a body, your focus doesn't need to be your body, um, in regards to your twin flame. And I mean, part of the spiritual awakening is going like, well, I'm not going to do that slave job anymore. So, financial difficulties, right? You know what I'm getting the sense here is that as you, and again, it's that movement of mental energy turning, using it to make a physical something with it, right? So I'm seeing it again here with the Hierophant and the Four of Pentacles, which is the connection to spirit, and then turning that mental energy into something valuable, in the 3D world that you can put away for your own development, your own investments, your own sense of safety, your own, um, for your own benefit. But you have to turn it into something physical. Interesting. So it's not about your relationship to this other person. It's about your relationship to yourself and to your own soul. Interesting. Well, holy shit. Let me know if you were expecting that. Leave me a comment if you even made it this far. This is crazy. Like, you don't have to take this as your truth, but I trust myself, I trust my spirit guides, and this is my truth from now on. So, you can join me or you don't have to join me, you know? Anything else? Anything else? Nine of Pentacles. Anything else? Okay, so that is an indication of receiving wealth, of being financially secure on your own. On your own. I like what? You guys, this is not about the other person, it's about you. Hold on. So wait a second. So is your twin flame your higher self? Okay, there's a no. Okay. No. That's like a wrong conclusion. Okay. Is your higher oh, let me ask this. Is are twin flames two different souls? No. Okay. Are twin flames halves of one soul? Are twin flames half of one soul or part of one soul? Too many cards. Are twin flames? No. No. I mean, I didn't believe that anyway. But they're saying also no. Are twin flames a type of soulmate? No. Huh. I feel like I'm at the end of the road for now. Okay, so I was sitting down to edit, and then I got the next question. And the next question is the twin flame another word for ego? And this is, to me, this means yes. So there is a lot of deception out there, okay? Yeah, wow. Fuck. Okay, that's all. So I'm gonna stop here. And I really want to have a conversation with people about this. So if you feel called to leave me a comment, let's discuss, you know? Okay. All right. Thank you for watching. And again, I'm available for readings, so please check the description below. Oh, thank you for liking and subscribing. Okay, I'll see you for the next video next week. Okay, bye.